Well, they say football is a game of moments. And on a night when England were just 5 minutes away from a famous World Cup final, Lionel Messi reminded the world why he is still football's ultimate difference maker. England had done pretty much everything right. Anthony Gordon's goal had given them the lead. It was a great cross by Rodgers. Thomas Tuchel's men were organized, disciplined, and within touching distance of ending Argentina's reign as world champions. But then the game found Lionel Messi yet again. First, he teed up Enzo Fernandez for a stunning equalizer. Let's not take credit away from Enzo's strike. Then in stoppage time, he delivered yet another inch-perfect assist, this time for Lautaro Martinez's towering winner. This was his week of foot. 2 assists, 2 goals, 7 magical minutes, another World Cup final. And at 39 years of age, Messi has once again dragged Argentina back from the brink, not just once. This was their 4th straight knockout comeback, proving yet again that champions do not panic. They simply find a way. And now Argentina stand just 1 victory away from becoming the first team since Brazil in 1962 to successfully defend the FIFA World Cup. But as always with Argentina and England, the football wasn't the only talking point. Tempers boiled over after the final whistle. Jude Bellingham was involved in an ugly altercation as emotions spilled onto the pitch, and rightly so. Well, they said goodbye to United States of America. A viral claim that Jude Bellingham taunted Messi with "Ronaldo is better" has also spread rapidly online. But there is no credible evidence to support that very claim. And then came another controversy because Argentina's players celebrated with a banner proclaiming the Malvinas are Argentine, bringing the politically sensitive Falklands Islands dispute into the heart of football celebration, something FIFA's regulations traditionally prohibit. So while Argentina celebrate a famous victory, questions are already being asked about whether disciplinary action could follow. And standing between Messi and football immortality is another extraordinary story. How can we forget about Spain? Whilst much of the tournament spotlight remained on France's star-studded attack, Spain quietly produced perhaps the performance of the World Cup in their semi-final, a composed, clinical 2-0 victory. You don't even know where France's midfield was. 37 matches unbeaten, 6 clean sheets, a midfield masterclass that completely dismantled France. The European champions now arrive in the final playing arguably the finest football of the tournament, and so the stage is perfectly set. The passing of the baton, as they say, the reigning world champions against the reigning European champions. The greatest player of his generation against the brightest star of the next. This is Messi versus Yamal. That's right. A passing of the torch, many are saying. Or one final reminder from the greatest of them all. Joining me now are football experts and online pundits as we build up to what promises to be an unforgettable World Cup final. Many thanks for taking out the time. We've got Zishan Khan. You already know him by Talk Football HD. He's a football content creator. And Musawwir Sheikh is in the house. Playmaker India football content creator. Many thanks for taking out the time. Zishan, you're joining us for the first time. Musawwir, many thanks for taking out the time yet again to be here on News 9. It seems like you're both Messi fans and Zishan seems to be an Argentina fan as well. Zishan, from one of those Instagram posts that I was seeing, you could clearly tell Rodgers' cross was coming in and Molina did not really know where Gordon was going to come. Was it going to be in front of him? Was it going to be behind him? And he did connect with that cross. Roger hasn't even played 400 minutes for Aston Villa or West Ham. I forget. The jersey colors are pretty much the same. But what do you make of that breathtaking semi-finale rather? And it's not just the first time. Against Egypt, against Cabo Verde, Argentina have done it again and again.
Well, this is truly incredible. And first of all, thanks for having me here on the show. Actually, I was just watching the game and I was like, wait, it is happening again. And so when the goal came in, I was like, okay, all Argentina need is one single goal because we know that this team doesn't give up. So they fought for that goal and ultimately it had to come through Lionel Messi's boot. And who else to call on for in these scenarios, these situations, other than Lionel Messi? And we could see the mistakes that Thomas Tuchel actually made in the substitution. He took out the attacking threat in Anthony Gordon. He brought in an extra defender. And then that was the cue. Argentinians, they knew it. Lionel Scaloni, as the man manager he is, he knew what he had to do. He had to put the ball in the boot of Lionel Messi. And the rest, as I say, is history. So the first goal that, as you have very nicely described, the Enzo Fernandez thunderous strike. And there were early signs, of course, that they were leaving a lot of space outside of the box. They were culminating, they were crowding the center of the box. But there was a lot of space left in the zone 14 where Enzo already took his shot early on, which Pickford very nicely saved. And then early on, then we saw him score that great goal. But it's about the second goal. It's about the way they finished the game. It's about not losing that mindset. And we could see the camera spanning to Lionel Messi and Messi saying, okay, you know what? We got this. We have been here so many times. We are the world champion. We got this under our control. And you could see actually the Englishmen, they're struggling. They are not able to understand what they have to do against Lionel Messi. And this is the guy playing at 39 years of age, completing 9 dribbles in that match. And he has given everything to Argentinian football and to all the fans around the world. He stepped at that moment. And to all the people who always question his right foot, is it as good as his left? Well, he showed that.
I would disagree. It's not as good as his left. The left one is emphatic. It's magical, that left foot.
Absolutely.
The right foot, I mean, he can help dribble, but that cross was absolutely beautiful. Musawwir, what do you make of this, playmaker? What happened in the second half? After that 55th minute goal, it seems like something turned on in the Argentines. They were playing some different level of football, and English fans were, they were worried. Let's just put it like that. You'll have to unmute yourself, Musawwir. Unmute yourself. How about you do that? We can't hear you. We can't hear you, Musawwir. How about we patch that up, and I'll take my next question from Zishan. In the meantime, we can patch that up quickly. I'll ask my control room to help you. Zishan, you see, what do you think happened after the 55th minute? Of course, I know your opinion is going to be a little biased, but let's not take away from the fact that Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, you've got Declan Rice in the midfield. You had all these new players, and the transfer season is already on. Manchester City copping up anybody that they possibly can at this point in time. What do you say?
Yeah, absolutely. They have already copped up Elliot Anderson, who is going to be a phenomenal signing for them. But the fact is, like, after the 55th minute and the goal that Argentina scored, what England did wrong was not to put their foot on the pedal actually, and accelerate and try to get the second goal. Well, actually, you can see the possession stats. They only made like 12 passes during that time, and Argentina had over 100 passes. They had like 12% possession from the 55th minute until the 85th minute, where Argentina equalized. So this tells you the approach of Thomas Tuchel, and you have seen so many players from the team saying that we should have gone for the goal. You could see Mark Gahey saying that. You could see Harry Kane saying that they believe that with the style of play that they executed. And believe me, I'm not trying to be as less biased as I can, but they actually look like the better team until the 60th minute. And then Messi was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to do this. So the approach of Tuchel actually backfired. They sat back, they defended. And one thing that we have learned in this FIFA World Cup is that you cannot go back, sit deep whilst you have a 1-0 lead, and rest Messi had the final say.
Yeah, absolutely. Playmaker, are you with us? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I guess. Sorry.
Yeah,
anyway, thank you so
let's
much
hear
for
what you have to say. You have too many jerseys, my friend. You have too many classic, A-grade, credible jerseys. Every time I see you, you're wearing the best top-notch jersey that's possible.
Where my money goes now. And now my family also knows. So, coming back to your question regarding the game, man, that was something else. After the 50th minute, when Tuchel made some changes, I don't know what idea came to him. After scoring just one goal, you are going for 5-man defense. For what reason? When your team is doing well.
Yeah, even John Stones was a little perplexed. I mean, he wasn't sure what was happening.
Exactly. And when the opposite team have someone like Messi, who is in great form and needs just 5 to 10 minutes to change the game. And that's what we saw, right? That's what we saw. So I feel it was all Tuchel in yesterday's game. The mistakes he made backfired. There were the small symptoms, from the first game of the England. You could clearly see Tuchel was doing that mistakes again and again. I don't know why he was going for defensive play when his team is doing well in attack. In the build-up of the semi-final also, you could clearly see that. So I think it was all Tuchel. I won't blame the team much because, again, if you look at how Scaloni played, with the mind of Tuchel. Because Scaloni, like Jishan Bhai told, he's a man manager. He knows exactly how to put up his team, and he looks at the opposition and he knows what the opposition is going to do next. And for some reason, I know that he knew that Tuchel will go with the back five, and that's where Messi comes in. There is a new position for Messi that I'll call 9.5 now. He's not a number 10, he's not a number 9. It's a 9.5 where he's playing, behind Lautaro and Alvarez, and he's just picking up those pockets, in the half spaces. These two guys are just stretching the defense, and they are doing brilliantly. You could clearly see that. Again, the left foot, right foot. I mean, that guy can do anything.
Sad to see that it's
Yeah.
not going to be coming home this time around as well. Be it the previous World Cup, be it the previous Euro, this World Cup
It
as
was
well.
obvious.
It's not
It
coming
was
home. And
very
look at
obvious.
the team. The team was beautiful this time around, making it to the Champions League finals. Arsenal and some of their players. I mean, Declan Rice, part of that midfield.
I think we can also question few selections, like for the whole tournament. The players he bought, we could have bought in someone like Cole Palmer, who is in good form. Could have bought the Stockport Messi Foden.
I was also thinking now's the right time to say this. You see, when Messi put in that cross from his right foot, Jed Spence had cleared the ball and he was limping on one foot as if he had gotten hurt. What was stopping him from falling onto the ground and calling for a foul? If that would have been called, there would have been no play. That goal wouldn't have stood and it would have been 1-1. The game would have gone on. I mean, giving more time to magical Messi to produce maybe 2 more goals, but at least it would have gone to extra time. What do you say about that, Zishan?
Well, actually, not every touch is a foul. That's what we have seen in the FIFA World Cup. And we have seen the referee allow a little bit of a contact all through in this game. We know how the Argentinians play. We also know how the Englishmen play. The game was about the kick and rush football early in the hundreds of years ago. So we could see the approach. There was a problem. But as Musafir said very rightfully, that maybe a Cole Palmer or a Stockport Iniesta like Phil Foden could have done something over here.
Yeah.
But you know what? I kind of disagree with that. And the reason being, it was the approach. Even you put in a Messi in that team, they wouldn't have done anything because the approach of the manager was so backfired. They all wanted to sit down with players that have got great pace. Why didn't you bring on Marcus Rashford when you were taking on Anthony
He was brought
Gordon?
in when there were just 5 minutes left to play. That was a little baffling.
The scoreline was 1-1, and then he brings on the striker Ivan Toney. He brings on Marcus Rashford, and then they couldn't attack because the whole center of the park was packed. And you could see the substitution that Lionel Scaloni made. He brought in a 38-year-old Otamendi when they were losing 1-0. So that is man management. You know what Scaloni wants from his manager. You don't know what Tuchel wants from his players because that is the problem in the management. But you know what? They have done fine. I think I'll give this England team the credit because this is the first tenure of Tuchel. He has brought the team over here, and with all the problems in the selection, I think they are bowing out to a Lionel Messi. There are worse ways to go out.
Okay.
And I think also one thing, like you mentioned, he bought Ivan Toney and Rashford later because he wanted to go in extra time.
Yeah, the special ops. The special ops. Yeah.
Yeah, but Messi had other plans. That's obvious.
Messi certainly had. Okay, I need to ask both of you. Musafir, we'll start with you. You see, let's throw a little bit of light on the Spain-France match as well. And the Yamal versus Messi. For Barcelona fans, they're probably going crazy at this point in time to see both of them weigh it out for the World Cup. But you see, Spain literally ate up the field when they were playing against France. You couldn't see. Olise was absolutely absent from the entire picture. Mbappe was absolutely absent. I think Dembele showed a little bit of spark, but by then it was already too late.
Obviously, see, when you talk about Spain, the way they have been playing in this tournament, apart from just one match, I think they have been very good. Like every player is showing up. It's not about a single player or 2 players. It's about the whole team showing up, right?
Yeah.
If you talk about that France game, I felt that Spain had control from the first minute. It was never going to be France because the way the players, they knew their responsibilities, they hold their position well. And when you do that in a high stake match, you win it. It's simple as that. And there is no complicated mathematics in this. So I think Spain did very well. The fullbacks, talk about Cucurella for instance, he was too good in that game.
Cucurella and Pedro Porro both quite hungry for goals.
Also, right? Yeah, a huge shout out to Pedro Porro also. So it's going to be a great game. The final is going to be a great game. But again, if you go back and watch that France game, you will get to know that the Spain team is no walkover, and they have done a tremendous job this World Cup, especially in the last 2 games, a couple of games. They have been brilliant.
That Lamine Yamal goal was also quite fantastic. It's a shame it was on offside. That was quite a fantastic goal.
I think you are going to see the best version of himself in the final. I hope so.
Let's hope so. Because you see, I watched the previous World Cup final live in Qatar. And I mean, I can tell you that there is going to be a real hard time for this World Cup final to beat what happened last time around. But the stage is certainly set. Zishan, what do you say? Yamal versus Messi, the blockbuster mega match for this generation and a long time to come.
Well, me being a Barcelona fan, I've grown watching Barcelona. I've heard all the stories about La Masia, about Johan Cruyff, about Pep Guardiola, about Lionel Messi, about all the N number of superstars coming in from the La Masia. This is a battle made in La Masia, actually, and it's going to
Yeah.
be the star show of the FIFA World Cup. You can see how these two players are owning up the pitch. One side, we have got a 39 years old Lionel Messi at the twilight of his career. We've got a 19 years old Lamine Yamal at the beginning of his career. He's a European champion, by the way. So we put a lot of respect on the names. One is still the present of the football, and that being Lionel Messi, and one is the future, which is Lamine Yamal. And you know what? There's a picture of Messi actually bathing Lamine Yamal back in 2007, if I'm not wrong. A 20 years old Lionel Messi is actually bathing Lamine Yamal for a campaign, for a calendar shoot. And then who's to say that 19 years from then they're going to be meeting in a FIFA World Cup final? You cannot write a better script than that. Well, wherever the World Cup goes, Barcelona
Yeah.
fans will be very happy because Messi is going to get his two, or else Lamine Yamal is going to get his first. But don't get me wrong, this is going to be clash of the titans, knowing Argentina.
Yeah.
And like you said that you were in the final in 2022 World Cup, I was there
Look at
myself
who
as
we
well,
have here.
watching
Look at who we
live
have here. We've
the
got
game.
Ranjit with us. Ranjit, great to see you.
Wow.
We've got Talk Football HD in the house. We've got Playmaker India in the house. And now we finally got Ranjit from Sweden. Gentlemen, how about we all give a round of applause to Minerva Academy? That's been doing great stuff for the country back at home. The new coach of under 15 with us on the broadcast as well.
क्यों
With,
क्यों
I mean,
जता
you look
रहे
like
हो
Andrew
भाई,
Simons. I'll tell you, you look like Andrew Simons. a little bit.